Roll call, please.
Mayor Romanek.
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Sui.
Here.
Commissioner Watson. Commissioner Ranello.
I'd like to invite Reverend Spees up to the microphone, please, for invocation, and then followed by a salute to the flag. Can we please stand?
Thanks for the opportunity. Would you pray with me, please? Father, I thank you for these faithful servants of yours who have set aside hours and days of their lives to govern us, Lord, to make our city a much better place in which to live. As we grow and we stretch, Lord, I ask you to give them wisdom and insight, give them health and keen minds. We thank you for all these gifts that you give us. And we pray in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes?
There's no changes, but I'm just going to mention that Commissioner Watson had a work conflict with this meeting, and Commissioner Ranello is not feeling well tonight.
Thank you. Presentations, please.
We have a presentation by CRP Development Urban Renewal LLC on the redevelopment of a portion of Block 136, Lot 1. So if you want to...
I'm going to start off with Mr. Comperi.
Oh,
Good evening, everyone. Ray Comperi here of Millville. I wanted to, prior to this presentation, I wanted to share my perspective on how the city has even gotten to this point to be able to have a conversation with a developer about a large project here in the city. Nearly 20 years ago, the city had the vision to create an industrial park on the west side of town, out near the airport. Today, that industrial park is called the James R. Hurley Industrial Park. And I give the city leaders at that time credit for that vision. However, the follow-through or the execution to fill that industrial park with prosperous businesses and hundreds of employees never came to fruition. It sat empty. The true reasons as to why remain unclear to me. When I came to the city as administrator back in 2022, along with the current commission, we together made several key changes to our economic development platform to enable us to not only pivot from just having vision, but also to execute on these projects. Those changes included, number one, ensuring that the function of economic development was brought in-house, placed in the hands of experienced professionals. Secondly, by contracting with very experienced external legal counsel to provide economic and redevelopment guidance. And third, by ending any contracts or partnerships with outside local agencies that provided zero value or less. Clearly, we would not be having the conversation tonight with this developer had we not made those critical changes and investments in our city. Specifically, truly to make the Hurley Park shovel-ready, as it has been advertised for a developer, we had to add key missing infrastructure pieces. First, we made an investment in the city water and city sewer capacity to handle future greater commercial use. Secondly, we worked with South Jersey Gas to bring a commercial gas line into the Hurley Park, which had not been done before. Thirdly, we worked with Atlantic City Electric to ensure that there was adequate electricity available to the Hurley Park businesses. And fourth, we created a streamlined internal process to expedite plans and approvals for new business projects. I give all the commissioners credit for supporting all these changes and investments in the city. But frankly, I give credit where credit's due. I can't overlook the work of Vice Mayor Joe Sui because he was the one who really led that charge. And I know he swam upstream to get a lot of these approvals and took a lot of bullets along the way. As a result of all these changes today, we proudly have, number one, the very first business located in the Hurley Industrial Park, which is Livoni. Livoni is an Italian-based food processing company that now proudly has its very first U.S. production facility here in Millville. Secondly, the city recently closed on a second parcel in the industrial park, which is going to a Vineland-based company who plans to expand their food operation with a state-of-the-art facility out at Hurley Park. A key point I want to make. During the last 2 years at the time of my tenure, we sought prospective businesses who were aligned with our thinking, meaning that don't just share your vision. That's easy. You need to demonstrate your ability to execute and provide commitment on your projects and your vision going forward. So with that in mind, nearly 2 years ago, the city began conversations with CRP, Commercial Realty Partners, a well-established commercial property developer in the Northeast. During those many, many conversations, it became clear to me that CRP has demonstrated through other successful projects that they have the expertise and the resources to get from vision to execution. I want to acknowledge Commissioners both Suey and Commissioner Hewitt as they both committed many, many, many hours of their time alongside of me in developing their relationship and the contracts with CRP. Now, as a citizen, not an employee anymore, I'm very excited for the public to see and hear what we've been talking about with CRP for 2 years, to hear the vision that CRP has for a large parcel in the Hurley Industrial Park. Importantly, I am hopeful that the city will remain a supportive partner in this exciting project. You should have confidence that these projects and others are now in the very capable hands of your administrator, Joe Cauchi. Further and finally, I ask that Joe Nitti and his team at CRP to make good on our many, many conversations we've had and to demonstrate your expertise and your commitment to not only share your creative vision for your project, but also to execute on that vision for the benefit of Millville. So good luck to everyone involved, and I'll turn this over to Joe Nitti, who is principal at CRP.
Thank you all for inviting us into your township. We started this project several years ago, and through our evaluation, we thought it was a key logistical center based upon infrastructure is throughout New Jersey, but it's the town of Millville that is so important. And we build in a great many areas throughout the state, and labor is the challenge that is number one. Seasonal labor, labor that is willing to step up and learn new technologies. And when we came to Millville and we looked at what it had to offer with personnel, local people, community, it just made us very excited. So we came up with a plan to build a logistics center that can utilize the labor that is here and give companies who have started in New Jersey, grown in New Jersey, and expanded, and then maybe left New Jersey because of costs or personnel effect, another reason to stay. And together, we are putting together an economic plan that will give companies reason not to relocate as far as Virginia in some cases, because this is a better place to expand with in New Jersey. So we have a presentation, and Rob is going to help explain a little bit more in detail, but we are building large industrial centers that will be flexible on manufacturing, perhaps data center, cold storage, warehouse distribution, all of the facets of industrial that we see. And the reason we see these is because we do have a great many projects. CRP is not just the one-stop shop. We have several divisions. We have our own design build organization. So we will, together with local partners, do everything that we can in-house. And to get there, we needed cooperation from the town, and we are committed. There are really no roadblocks, because we're not going to build the whole project at once, but we're going to build, and the message is clear that companies looking in a tri-state area that are looking to grow and to have a long-term home will look at this town for what it can really offer. You want to bring up some slides? Where do you want to start?
She's getting the mic. I'm gonna see if she's going through the back. We discussed it.
See no announcements as she goes.
She's walking as fast as she can.
There we go. Much better. All right. So to start off with, the word partnership in here is probably the most important part of the presentation. This is absolutely a redevelopment partnership between the city of Millville and our company, CRP Urban Renewal. What you're seeing here is just one of a few visuals that we're going to show you today about what the park will look like, right? A mix of industrial space, as Joe described, as well as a hotel, which will help, bring business here, encourage companies to relocate here, bring their headquarters here. So we're going to take this in two steps. First, describing a bit of the site status, our development team in an overview, although Joe and Ray have covered a lot of that. Then we're going to talk in a little bit greater detail about the project itself. So kind of where we are now, there was a good description about how we got to this point. So the site that we're talking about, and this is a survey of the site in general. This is obviously the JRH Industrial Park. City of Millville declared it an area in need of redevelopment. And there are two segments of the property, again, as Ray described, already parceled out to other uses. There is a Green Acres portion of the property that was originally going to be acquired by us, but for various legal reasons it's not. That's going to remain preserved. It'll act as a natural buffer. But one of the many things we've agreed to do, because as CRP works with its communities, we are, again, partners. So we're going to take on, as part of our agreement, the overall maintenance of that site. So a site that's become city-owned, that is city-owned property, that was probably a cost factor, right, for how the city was going to maintain it, the Green Acres and stuff, is going to be developed. We'll be creating a tax base, and then the Green Acres portion will be preserved and maintained, on our end. Part of our redevelopment plan has encouraged some additional growth that's been talked about for a while, which was an extension of Nav Avenue through 55. Our project is going to assist with that too. We have a bond that we're bringing in to assist in that sort of work as well. Our project is staged in such a way that as that process moves on, we'll begin to develop as well, which we'll describe a little bit later. The entity that you'll see on all the documentation is CRP Development Urban Renewal. When you declare an area in need of redevelopment, and I'm not going to bore everybody with legalese because only lawyers like me care about that stuff. When you declare an area in need of redevelopment, there is an urban renewal entity that needs to be formed. It's a state-controlled and state-regulated entity. So that's the company name you're going to see, but this process is going to be spearheaded by CRP and our construction partner, G. William Group, who I'll describe just a little bit briefly. Joe gave a great overview of CRP. I'm not going to rehash the company and who we are, but the thing that, again, getting back to the term partnership, that I want to make sure everyone here understands is the folks who are here are Joe, who's the president of CRP, and on GWG side, we have Eric Gaddy, who's the president of that company. GWG is going to be the company handling the engineering, the construction management, the design. And I highlight the word president in both of them because you're not dealing here with companies who are, Millville is one on a list of cities that we're working with. Millville is a project that, hey, if it works out wonderfully, if not, it's a write-off, right? When the council, the commission, the mayor, any of the, Mr. Calci have called, it's the presidents who pick up the phone. It's the presidents who are there overseeing the project. And that's because the presidents of these companies are community folks like themselves. Again, I can talk about development projects all we want, but the folks up here are dads, we're coaches, we care a lot about our communities, and this opportunity for all the development possibilities that it has is really attractive to us because of what you can do to help a community. We've spoken with folks from soccer, who's right next to us. Very, very happy to make some investments in that program. We were able to talk with the school district, right? Very happy to make some investments there as well, right? So this isn't just we're going to build it and see how it happens. This is a true investment in a community that we hope to be part of for some time. I'll give you a little bit about, well, that came up really small up there, but we'll have presentations. We'll send this over to the commission, so if folks want to take a look at it, they'll be able to read that in greater detail. So a quick overview of the project before we get into some levels of detail. This is what we're proposing for the general area of the site. All right, it's 5 industrial buildings, again, with uses that, as Joe described, could be a multitude of them, could be logistics. Right, we're keeping the project as flexible as possible because as companies show interest in the city, we want to be able to offer them any opportunity they possibly can to grow. So we are talking about, we're talking about industrial, we're talking about logistics, we're talking about corporate headquarters, we're talking about technological growth. You know, anywhere that there's a need for someone to relocate to New Jersey and stay in this area and utilize Millville's greatest asset, which is its people and its labor and its citizens, we want to be able to provide them that opportunity to do so. And as these individuals, as these companies start coming, one of the major goals of this project is going to come to fruition, which is improving the state of our local businesses, of our local community. There's Main Street businesses who are dying for foot traffic, right? We're going to bring it in. The residential base that needs to continue to grow, we want to bring it in. We want folks to attend our schools. We want folks to open smaller businesses here. As Nab Avenue extends, it provides another opportunity for retail and expansion there. And the way we have the project set up, which we'll describe in a little bit greater detail, the rents for these buildings are going to be, they're targeted as below market rents. Why? As Joe discussed, there are a lot of companies trying to work their way out of New Jersey for decreased costs, right? We want to capture them as they leave. But as much as we want to attract new business here, there are also existing businesses in Millville that may want to expand, may want to become part of Class A facilities that are going to be built. And what we don't want to do is price the local market out by bringing in folks from, from different states and the rest. So we want to make sure our rents are just as affordable for folks who are the big guys, so to speak, as well as for our local businesses to be able to expand into these areas and utilize these to grow themselves. So just a little bit more detail now on the site, the staging, and some visuals for the project. This is the project site with some staging. So we're purchasing about 224 acres of the JRH Industrial Park. As you can see, sort of toward the bottom corner, there's a green shaded area with a little bit of blue. That's the green acres portion that is not part of the purchase. It will remain with the city, but will still stay preserved and maintained on our end. That creates a very nice buffer. You see the soccer field is right there. Obviously, we'll be partnering with them. And then close to the, sort of close to the front of the prospect of the project, right near the soccer field, you see the smaller hotel. We are staging this process out into 3 stages. Right? The first stage will be 2 buildings. If you can see the one, and up there, they're delineated by red lines. Right? That is what we'll get to as quickly and as immediately as we possibly can to grow. The second stage and third stage. So the second stage is sort of the 2 vertical buildings in the middle, and the third stage is the larger one toward the back of the screen, and then the hotel. Those will come up as the Nab Avenue extension and as power is brought to the site. One of the things we did not want to do is build a whole bunch of buildings, right, as quickly as possible, and then not take into account the infrastructure that needs to come in or the traffic that could generate from employees and the rest for the city. When the roadways and the infrastructure are there, we're willing to hold on the projects until that works in. Obviously, it's to our benefit to help these projects grow, but one of the things we do not want to do is build a park of this nature and have it become a nuisance and a problem for the citizens. We do not want Main Street clogged up with traffic, et cetera. So we are going to be thorough, we're going to be smart, we're also going to be patient where we need to be. And again, that's more a community issue than it is anything else. So this is some of the building specifics that we have. We're looking in total at about 3.6 million square feet of building. That would include the hotel. The staging for it is we're going to start very quickly. We'll have we expect to be up for for approval within the commission. Ideally, if the votes are there and we're able to get them, we're hoping to have the commission's blessing by the end of this year. And from there, we're going to start off with a general development plan that we'll put before the planning board. That we're hoping in January of 2025. Hopefully, we get our approvals on just the general plan, meaning the overview, by the end of March 25. And from there, we're going to start a staged process of bringing in each phase for approval as quickly as we can. Generally, January, February, and March, if we can do it. If we can group those approvals through the planning board, and we'll function it how the planning board wants to function it. But the overall goal is to get phase one going by really Q4 of next year, get shovels in the ground for that. Upon purchase of the property, obviously that creates a tax base immediately for the town. Talk a little bit about that from some of the city benefits. So first, we're going to increase the municipal tax base. We're converting a non-revenue generating city-owned property to a privately owned improved site. So a tax base is generally based on both land and improvements. As soon as we close on that purchase, land taxes start in for the city. So it's already a windfall there for the city to help its own improvements. And then obviously we start taking over the maintenance of some of the Green Acres area. We anticipate the project is going to provide in excess of 1,000 construction jobs during construction and another 1,700 permanent professional, skilled labor, and supervisory management positions once it's fully operational. We want all kinds of jobs here. We want all kinds of employment opportunities for the skilled labor that we have here in Millville. Project's going to develop an underutilized portion of city land into buildings suitable for a host of uses. Again, logistics, technical, manufacturing, corporate headquarters. We're going to utilize below market rents to attract national and international businesses. Again, we're providing an opportunity for local business to expand or consolidate, as discussed. The extension of Nab Avenue and bringing some more electrical utilities to that site, very limited there. Will provide additional opportunity for business and growth. And then we're going to construct our buildings anytime we can, using sustainable materials and preserving the Green Acres site. So we're trying to hit all of these areas are very important to us, right? We don't just want to build, you don't just want to put up some buildings. We want to make sure that we're serving the community, that we're keeping the environment in conscious, and we're developing a site and a project, not just a few buildings here or there. So the project financing, this is largely the last part of it, will be financed by the way of developer funds for the initial purchase. That just comes out of the company's pocket. For the construction, we're going to use a combination of construction financing, and we've asked the commission to consider a 30-year pilot. Pilot is expected to generate, based on the calculations and from us working with the city's team, approximately $63 million for phase one, similar number for phase two, and another 61 for phase three for the city over the course of that pilot. And pilots are set up we can go into some detail if there are questions after, but pilots are set up such that under statute, there's a minimum amount that the city is going to realize from the pilot, but they're also adjusted that should the project be more profitable than perhaps anticipated, many of those profits go back to the city. So it's not just, well, we're going to set a base rate, you'll get what you've got, but if the project ends up doing really well, the city doesn't see the benefits over and above. The city sees the benefits with us. As we profit, so does the city. The pilot, on our end, permits some cost savings from the development to be passed on to the local market. Because we're able to get a pilot, we're able to keep those rents at a below market rate, right? Without it, it's just not possible the way it works. So the pilot doesn't just help the city get funds. It doesn't just help us get our construction costs up. It helps us keep the rates down so that everyone has the opportunity at this project. And we're also, as I mentioned earlier, contributing a bond to support the infrastructure development and maintenance costs for the Green Acre and maintaining the Green Acre property. So really, every aspect of this project we're contributing in some way to financially. Again, you don't do that unless you believe it. So a few visuals for the site. This is a few visuals of what we would see the hotel looking like. You'll see some of the industrial buildings in the back, the hotel really being the flagship portion of what the site is. This is what you'd see going into it, as you're heading by. Another vista of some of the different industrial parks. These would be more set back for some of the more industrial and corporate looking buildings. The idea here, again, not to do just traditional boxes. We want stuff that's going to be interesting, pleasing to the eye, et cetera. And again, a couple of shots just from the distance, providing enough space. One very, very important thing: to the extent we build buildings that are going to be utilized for logistics, most loading, most truck traffic is going to be pushed toward the back of those buildings, right? We don't want the visual to be a bunch of trucks coming in and lining up, right? Most of that's going to work toward the rear of the building so that the fronts of the building, the stuff that as you drive by you're normally going to see, looks like true, true development. All the working stuff, let's just call it, will be toward the back. And that's, I mean, look, that's just the tip of the iceberg for what we're doing. We wanted to make sure we covered everything but didn't take up too much time. And I want to give the opportunity for the commissioners and whoever else as the meeting goes. If there's any questions at this time, we're happy to answer them, either myself, Joe, or Eric.
I don't have, no, I'm I'm proud that the public got to see what we have been knowing about for the better part of 2 years, and getting to see all what we have previously seen. This presentation is a long time coming, but it's the public getting to see this and you guys presenting. It's one more step further in the right direction. And I look at that timeline that you posted, and I hope to be here for when we get shovels in the ground. But if the public would like to ask them any questions, want them to please come to the podium. Seeing no, go ahead.
I just want to say it's good to have a partner as well as a developer. You guys have been very straightforward since the very beginning, and it's much appreciated. I remember, Joe, when you walked in the door, how can I help the community? That was the first thing you said. I said, well, you start with soccer. And you said Board of Education too. I said, great. So, we hear a lot of stuff, but we don't usually see things get this far. You've already invested a significant amount of time and money in just exploring the site, doing the environmentals, getting everything ready to go. And it's great to have you here. And, and I'll tell you, when we first took office, the three of us, as well as the other two guys that aren't here anymore, we were very, very fortunate to recruit Ray, that had a lot of business contacts. And through the old industrial commission, the idea was to market the airport, and we weren't successful. But Ray changed that around, and then he was followed up by Joe, who managed to pick up the ball and keep going. So I know some of you wonder what the administrator does, but in addition to juggling the daily goings-ons around here, which sometimes are baffling, they also do this kind of stuff. And, we're very fortunate. We're the old saying, getting people smarter in the room than you. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do that for us and the whole commission, with Ray, now with you guys, with our engineers, with our redevelopment attorneys, with CME, all to get all the infrastructure parts together. Wayne Johnson had connections in the electrical company, so that was a big help. So all this stuff came together. Phoenix, our financial advisors, telling us what a really great deal that the pilot is. It's really above and beyond what the industry standard is, which we'll explain that to the public as this goes on. And like you said, it's a ton of revenue. It's kind of what we ran on, creating opportunity for our citizens. So we're jobs, tax revenue to keep things going for everything. Our town needs it. So this is a great, great opportunity. And thank you for coming here tonight.
Well, thank you for the kind words. We are committed. We'd love to move forward. We think we have everything in place to do so. The tenant base, the community of industry in New Jersey is it's very strong. We have all of the bones to be a growing platform. There really is no weakness, except in certain areas it's cost prohibitive, and we are hoping to satisfy that part of the equation plus an abundant labor force that you have that needs to be utilized.
Excellent.
I'll say the 2 years that it took, close to 2 years, I don't want to say this was an easy process. I've done a couple of these things. I don't want to say this was an easy process because we were all, kind of working back and forth and together. But the time it took was, as we were going through these projects, we were anticipating things that came up. And something would happen, and we'd all say, you know what, before we move forward, let's make sure this works well for the city. And we would rather have waited another month or two to come and present and make sure that what we were doing was more acceptable than let's just get it out and fix it later. That didn't make any sense to us. And I knew we had the right partner because I think when when our first meetings here, we were talking about soccer. And I remember we said, well, can you help out soccer? We said, sure. And you're here, right? We called the vice mayor called the head of soccer and said, come on in, what do you need? And it was That's the place you want to do business with. That's a true partner. When you can sit down and say, how can we help? And they can come right in and help you out. So we're looking very much forward to this.
Again, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a truly wonderful to have, this one day become as much as it is reality right here and now. What will come to the city of Millville is going to be existentially greatly appreciated by the governing body here and by all the residents of Millville, I believe. This is a truly great addition to the city of Millville. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, Patty Kears, 409 Peach Drive. My question is the Green Acres plot, that's not the soccer field, correct? That's separate?
Correct.
Where exactly is the Green Acres? I couldn't really see it on the chart.
Let's pull it up for you.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it up there. Sorry.
That's okay.
Pardon me. Let's see. Yes.
Well, you pull it up for the group, why don't you do that
Oh,
anyway?
yeah. You know what? I have a color copy in there if you.
Is that available to the public, your PowerPoint?
Yeah, I can, I have no problem sending that in. In fact, if you don't mind, I mean, I have some hard copies if you want, we can just leave them here. It's not enough for everybody.
That might be good, Bob.
Yeah, that's no problem at all.
Maybe we can get it on the website as well.
Yeah, I'll send you the file so you can get it up, but I'll give you the hard copies now. I made the cardinal mistake of not bringing enough for everybody, but that's let's see if I can get it up there.
You want to tell them to just email me so I have it? Do you want to tell them to email me so I have it?
Okay, there you go.
You like the wetlands that are in there?
Yes, and then there's a.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's right. That's a drain. Yeah. Stream into the right. You can see it.
Email those to Jeannie.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
So, yeah, so the Green Acres is
Yeah,
essentially
just
opposite
email to me.
where the soccer field is, sort of for the back.
So it's in the blue.
Correct, yeah, from the blue back where the
Okay.
green is, that's correct.
Yeah, I would appreciate a hard copy.
Oh, sure.
That would be a pleasure. Should we explain it?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That'd be great, thank you.
It's going to be maintained by the city.
No.
We're totally carved out of our piece.
We're taking responsibility.
Correct, yeah.
So the Green Acres parcel is still city-owned. We're not touching it. We're just taking our resources to maintain it and taking it off the burden of the city. But there's a stream, there is a buffer area. I know that there are walking trails through there, and none of that should be interrupted. It's still yours to enjoy. We're just going to utilize the industrial park that was set up 20 years ago, and now go ahead and start developing it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Proceed. Bills, please.
Make a motion that we pay the bills.
Second motion.
A motion is second on bills. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Make a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes and to proceed with the regular order of business. November 6, 2024 work session, November 6, 2024 closed session, November 6, 2024 regular meeting.
Second motion.
We have a motion second on those meetings to proceed with the regular order of business. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Public comment on agenda items only. If anybody would like to address the commission on agenda items only, please come to the podium, state your name, address your concerns, and limit those comments to 5 minutes. See nobody, I will close the public comment on agenda items only. Petitions and letters.
Okay, I just need a motion to receive and file a letter from Keith Rule resigning from the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
Move to receive and file.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on petition and letters item number 1. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And I also need a motion to receive and file a letter from Mayor Romanek appointing Keith Rule as a Class 4 regular member of the Planning Board with an expiration of November 18, 2028.
Make motion.
Second motion.
We have motion and second on petition and letters, item number 2. Yes, this is where some zoning, planning board members are not wanting to renew their appointments on the planning board, so we have some vacancies, and seeing that zoning board is rather full with all their alternate positions, I decided to move Keith Rule over from zoning to planning board. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt.
Yeah, I want to start off with a motion to receive and file EMS, fire, and police department reports for the month of October 2024.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on Commissioner Hewitt to receive and file the EMS, police, and fire for the month of October. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And while we're at that, if I may, give just a short rundown on numbers. For the month of October, the police department responded to 3,179 calls. Fire department responded to 140 calls. EMS responded to 659 calls. Folks, that's, in little numbers, 300 calls a day for the PD. 20 calls. Granted, they're a little bit high with all this smoke investigations and everything else for the fire department. Rescue squad, you know what happens with the rescue squad. We needed 13, 18, 37, we only needed 37 mutual aid calls for the rescue squad this month, which is good. And we actually responded to Commercial Township and Vineland a few times to help them out. Those numbers are important when we all sit and see different thoughts, thought processes, comments. Public safety's doing an awful lot in this town. They don't deserve to get kicked around like they are. Think about that, folks. With that, progress.
Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt. Vice Mayor Sui.
Make a motion to receive and file the tax collector's report for October 2024.
Second motion.
We have a motion to receive and file the tax collector report for October. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Do you have anything
No, that's all, I'm sorry.
to? Alrighty. I have announced that our wonderful Christmas parade will be happening on November 29th at 7 p.m. like usual. Always, Millville's parade is always on Friday, Black Friday. Vineland is always on Saturday. It will be a great time. You know, this time around, the city of Millville is doing the coordinating effort of downtown parade in Millville, just like this year was we took over the car show. Car show had over 200 registered vehicles. I assume this parade is going to be bigger and better, just like the car show was previously. I will be your grand marshal for the 2024 Christmas parade. Don't quote me on the theme because I have no idea. I just know I'm grand marshal. But it'll be good. Hopefully, pray for good weather. I don't mind if it's cold. It suits the theme of the Christmas parade. As for fifth floor, we're moving right along. All is well that ends well. On November 9th, I attended the 35th Annual Spirit of Achievement Gala for the Italian Cultural Foundation of South Jersey. Congratulations to Senator Michael Testa and South Jersey Chamber of Commerce President Christine Genovese Rena for their acceptance to this wonderful Gala and Achievement Awards. Ordinances in the second reading.
Okay, our first item is an ordinance authorizing the city of Millville to acquire property known as 700 Buck Street, Block 306, Lot 10, through deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Make motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on ordinance in the second reading. Item number 1, there's a public hearing. I will now open the public. Anybody from the public like to come to the podium? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Second item is an ordinance authorizing the City of Millville to acquire property known as 702 Buck Street, Block 306, Lot 9, through deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion second on ordinance in the second reading, item number 2. There's a public hearing on this. If anybody would like to come to the podium, state your concerns. Seeing none, I will close public hearing. Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries. Third item is an ordinance authorizing the amendment to motor vehicle and traffic regulations, Municipal Code, Article 10, Schedule 21, to add parking reserve for handicapped persons at 120 West Main Street, Apartment A.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on item number 3. There's a public hearing on this. If anybody would like to come to the podium, seeing none, I will close public hearing. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is an ordinance authorizing the amendment to motor vehicle and traffic regulations, Municipal Code Article 10, Schedule 21, to add parking reserve for handicapped persons at 218 West Main Street.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on item number 4. Any comments? There's a public hearing on this. If anybody would like to comment on this ordinance, seeing none, I will close public hearing. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5 is an ordinance authorizing the amendment to motor vehicle and traffic regulations, Municipal Code Article 10, Schedule 21, to add parking reserve for handicapped persons at 208 South 4th Street.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on ordinances in the second reading, item number 5. There's a public hearing on this. Seeing no one, I will close public hearing. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Resolutions.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution authorizing a public fireworks display for the Christmas parade on November 29, 2024 by Serpico Pyrotechnics LLC, Starfire Corporation, joint venture.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 1. Any comments?
Yes, this is being provided by free by the vendor, so.
Correct.
That's a wonderful thing for the city.
It's pyrotechnic show, not exactly like 4th of July fireworks. I want to make sure the public is clear on that. It'll be something spectacular to see at the end of the wonderful Christmas parade. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution appointing Wade Loatman as a member of the Millville Housing Authority for a 5-year term expiring November 18, 2029.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 2. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution approving a non-fair and open contract purchase order with Holly City Development Corporation for an amount not to exceed $38,000 to administer the annual downtown gift card program.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, sorry.
I move the resolution on certification of funds in the amount of $38,000.
Second motion?
Got a motion and a second on resolution item number 3. Any comments?
It's been a very successful program.
Yes, this is going to increase even more revenue. I mean, we always, in the years that we've been doing this, they keep on getting more and more successful as the years go on. So I'm excited to see this back again. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution approving settlement agreement and release between the City of Millville and Flaster Greenberg PC.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 4. Any comments?
Just that Brock did a great job with this. I don't really want to get into it too far. I don't want to. But excellent job negotiating this settlement.
Yeah,
Saved the city about $100,000, I believe.
yeah, there's an alleged outstanding bill in excess of $100,000, and if this is approved and it's signed, the city would not have to pay any of that.
Yes. Great work, Brock. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing to enter into a utility agreement with NJDOT regarding the NJDOT-sponsored Route 47 from Henderson to High Street project.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have motion and second on resolution item number 5. Any comments? Incoming from more construction in the city of Millville. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution awarding a state contract to Axon Enterprise Incorporated for IT improvements in the interview room of the police department in an amount not to exceed $57,496.93.
Make motion, and with that, I have certification of funds in the amount of $57,496.93, certified by our Chief Financial Officer, Susan Quinones.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on item number 6. Any comments?
Yes, if I may. This is a multi-year contract. The funding that I just gave it, a certified number, covers 5 years of this installation and the hardware and the upkeep to bring our interview rooms up to date.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Prime Point LLC for biweekly payroll and time solution services in an amount not to exceed $55,114.
Make motion, and with that, I have certification of funds in the amount of $55,114, signed by our Chief Financial Officer, Susan Quinones.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 7. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution allowing the city to endorse municipal utility engineering and construction agreement, an amendment between the New Jersey DOT and the City of Millville Sewer Utility.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing adjustments to the tax and utilities record.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 9. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 10 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to cut and clean, plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution. No, go ahead.
Make motion.
Second.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number
Fight
10.
over it.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please come to the podium, state your name, address your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Tall people. Joe Sutherland, 51 Dorset Avenue. I'm here as coordinator of the Millville Municipal Alliance Committee, and yeah, things are going pretty good right now. We're working programs in the school. We're also working at getting families to our dinner on December the 8th at the Elks Lodge, and we're working at getting youth to go up to the New Jersey State Elks Peer Leadership Conference, February 7th, 8th, and 9th. And as always, I thank the commission for the support that they give us. And now, as a personal note, just me, nothing to do with the alliance. I've been coming to these meetings for 30 years, and I've heard, I don't know how many times, we got big things coming to the city. And I'm hoping this is the big thing that's coming to the city, because none of those other big things ever made it here that I knew about. So thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Seeing no one else, I will close the public comment portion. Closing comments of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I want to correct myself on my first comments. PD responded to a little bit over 100 calls each day with those numbers. I inflated them a bit with my quick math. Christmas parade, hope to see a lot of people out there. Don't know where I'll be this year. I'll be somewhere in it. There has been a request, and it's going to be firmly held. No dirt bikes and four-wheelers. I'm going to expect that to be enforced at the start of the parade. With that, progress. See you all at the parade.
Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt. Vice Mayor Sui.
Yeah, so Ray and I used to sit in the office there and have some conversations. So one day he goes, "What the hell are you doing this for?" So tonight you see what the hell I'm doing it for. You know, it took a lot of effort to change a lot of people inside this building that were resistant to change. There were outside groups, as Ray said, that were supposed to be doing economic development that really were doing nothing. Took a lot of shots for that. So this is the reason for doing it. And Joe, I believe in this one. I've heard a lot of them too. I've seen a lot of them come and go. But these guys are for real. You do your research, Google them, look them up. They're for real. So with that, I also got to spend a couple hours out at Smith & Jackson's Firearms over the last weekend. So pretty good selection of guns there, especially if you're looking for older guns. There's some pretty neat looking firearms out there, and I enjoyed my time out there talking to those guys, and Michelle as well. And that's it.
Yeah, you know, there's many businesses in Millville, and that's a definitely unique niche of a market that they have, buying and selling and trading World War II memorabilia. If you want a history lesson, not just locally, but a lot about World War II, go in there and see Barry, and he'll be able to explore the World War II battlefront firsthand, as he is deeply knowledgeable, especially about Germany during that time in the war. I just would like to thank Commercial Realty Partners for coming tonight. It's truly wonderful to see them here and presenting to the public. It's been a lot of due diligence, as Vice Mayor said, and a lot on prior business administrator, Ray Campari. I always would see him in the third floor and quickly remind him, like, how many hours you at this week? And, you know, because he was part-time. And sometimes maybe many more than what was there for. But he got the job done, and he worked extremely hard on this project and other projects that you'll see come to fruition and have already, such as like Livoni. Ray, I can't thank you enough. It's been great working with you for those 2 years. Joe has stepped up. Calci has stepped up. You know, there's too many Joes now. Calci has stepped up in your role and is succeeding to that move economic development further, and as well as all the other, as Vice Mayor says, all the other business that happens in City Hall from a day-to-day basis. I wish each and every one of you to have a good night, a great week, and see you all at the Millville Christmas Parade on November 29th at 7 p.m. Motion for adjournment?